A very warm welcome to Thailand. This is the AFC Champions League 2. We're at the Rajamangala National Stadium in Bangkok for Bangkok United versus Gamba Osaka. It is the second leg of the semi-final. A little bit of history threatens for Bangkok United. They lead 1-0 from the first leg in Osaka last week. If they can secure the aggregate victory, then these fans will be hosting an AFC Champions League 2 final. By all accounts, they came away a little bit fortunate because the Osaka fans, who as usual have got a noisy following, well, they dominated possession, had the better chances. Lost to a Musan Al-Ghassani penalty in the first half. It was their first defeat in this season. As Bangkok United themselves are off the back of a 1-0 defeat in their own league games, and they have a huge match against Ratchaburi coming up at the weekend. Ratchaburi, one of 4 teams chasing second place and what is for now an AFC Champions League berth, or a qualifying berth next season, but with AFC deciding to increase the quota of AFC Champions League Elite, that could well be expanded. More to come from that, but for now the focus for Sripan and co is very much on this competition. As for Gamba Osaka, well, they won the AFC Champions League in 2008, and they were the team for the best part of 5 or 6 years. But they've struggled a little bit since then, but now they are back at a level that they believe they deserve. 11 matches played, just the 1 defeat so far in the AFC Champions League 2 for the visitors from Osaka. For Musan Al-Ghassani, the high-scoring Omani forward, this is an opportunity for Bangkok United to join some of the great names in Thai football. Thai Farmers Bank in the 90s were Asian champions. That was before the new format of AFC football came around. BC Tero Sasana made it all the way to the AFC Champions League final back in 2003. Buriram United are carrying the flag for Thai football later on this week when they play in the AFC Champions League Elite quarterfinals. That's a match that will take place in Jeddah. But for Bangkok United, who've had to live in the shadow of Buriram United in their successful time over the past 5 or 6 years, well, for them this is an opportunity to make a little bit of their own history. We're playing at the Rajamangala Stadium because the normal home of Bangkok United, the BG Stadium, up into the north of the city, is being pre-booked. Not expecting maybe Bangkok United to get as far as they did in this AFC Champions League 2. It's been a really good run for the home team. Came second in their league matches with only defeats against Persib Bandung, but they had a couple of big wins against Lion City Sailors, and in the round of 16 they beat MacArthur from Australia. They held off Tampines Fight Back to win the quarter-final 4-3, and they won the first leg of this semi-final by 1-0. As for Gamba Osaka, well, they're used to Thai opposition. Ratchaburi dispatched home and away in the group stages. Ratchaburi defeated in the quarterfinals, but this is now the second leg of the semi-final. AFC Champions League 2, the home team in blue and black, the Angels of Bangkok United, up against the visitors, Gamba Osaka. Bangkok United had a league game at the weekend in which they rested all 11 of the players who will be starting today. Coach Tachuan Sripan certainly prioritising AFC tournaments over the league for last weekend at least. Big game against Ratchaburi coming up, so there's a lot of work still to do. Champions League 2 competition anthem rings around the cavernous Rajamangala Stadium. There's a healthy turnout. UG Stadium would have been jam-packed full. This is a 75,000 capacity when it is full. Might have 15,000 or so in today, but they'll make as much noise as they possibly can to cheer on their home team. History beckons, and also the next generation of Gamba Osaka is a possibility. They still live in the shadow of the 2008 team that went all the way to take the title. Finely poised, Gamba Osaka. Probably still are favourites. Even though they are the away team, they probably are still favourites in many people's eyes. But what will happen on a wettish night here in the east of the capital city? We'll decide that over the next 90 minutes. There must be a winner tonight. If we're level on aggregate, at the end of 90 minutes, there will be extra time and a penalty shootout. So we will have a result tonight. But the Angels will hope to have done their work way before then. Team news for tonight. For Bangkok United, this is the team that won 1-0 in Osaka last week. Hussein Al Ghassani with his 6th AFC Champions League 2 goal. It's a season that started with defeat in an AFC Champions League elite qualifier. But since then, they've manipulated their way through to this semi-final on the cusp of a place in the final, which would be historic for this team. Runners-up 3 times in a row in the Thai top flight. Everton Gonçalves has been a real key figure 6th season with the club. Kim Jong-hyuk, a 41-year-old from Korea, is the man in the middle. It's an all-Korean lineup, including the VAR team. Shuto Abe is the captain for Gamba Osaka. Gamba, well, they show several changes, including the introduction of Jinjiro Ikagaya in for the suspended Shinosuke Nakatani. Nakatani will be missed. He was red-carded in the first leg in Bangkok. That was such an important part of the end result for Bangkok United. Ikagaya is a young player, just 21 years of age, hasn't had much experience at this level. This is new territory for Bangkok United. They know the size of the task ahead of them. They'd love to make a little bit of their own club history, and they'd love to remind the rest of Asia that Thai football is a lot more than just Buriram United. Buriram carry the flag and have been crowned champions once again this year. Sumet, the Turkish striker, he's in a fine vein of form as well. He's got 3 goals. Matches so far for Gamba Osaka. All set now. There's a good atmosphere. A final huddle for Shripan's team, a final huddle for the Angels. This can make or break their season. Two coaches, Jens Wissing is only just into the job. Shripan has been trusted for the last 4 years at the helm for Bangkok United. Pitch is in good condition. It has been raining throughout the day. The jumping Osaka fans will carry on. Really are an attribute wherever we go. All Japanese teams seem to have this group of passionate fans who sing and dance and support throughout. We're just about set for the countdown for this AFC Champions League 2 semi-final.
3, 2, 1.
AFC Champions League semi-final, second leg. Bangkok United in blue and black, going from left to right against Gamba Osaka, holding a 1-0 lead into this second leg. made the final of an Asian club competition. They've got so much experience, including the likes of Sindangda, 37-year-old, starting on the left-hand side of a front three. Jacopam steps forward. Got two defensive midfielders in Winnetep, who wears 27, and Wizarut, who wears number 8, which might give you an indication that they're just going to invite teams on and rely on the pace of Ilyas Alhaft. Something that Sripan does so well. Tillerson hasn't quite got the pace, but he can hold the ball up, and Al-Ghassani has got pace as well, so there are varieties and there are options up front. Ball played down the line, played back by Welton, Brazilian. Finds Winnetep, Tillerson, looks for Musan Al-Ghassani. Experienced into Miura, to Hatsuze. Rolled into the body. Ilyas Alhaft. Alhaft's got an important role to play. Jens Wissing, coach, just started at the start of this campaign. A number of Japanese clubs are going for younger German coaches. That's lovely pace and speed on the right-hand side from Ryoya. The overlap comes in from Kishimoto. Thumping challenge from Wanchai. The Tunisian, the 2022 World Cup squad in Jabali for Tunisia. It's Titipan, Thai international, who I think should be scoring so many more goals than he does. He gets into so many good positions. 11 appearances in this season's competition, yet to get off the mark, and he also played in that elite defeat against Chengdu. He doesn't need to score today if Bangkok United can keep this all square. Takeru Kishimoto, little ding down the line, and that's comfortable for Kamai. And you know the fans will dance, you know that the Japanese team will try to keep possession. 70% of the ball they had in the first leg, all of the chances, but that man, Musan Al-Ghassani, was the only man who scored. Here's Everton. Mr. Bangkok United through and through. The captain for a reason. Eligible for naturalisation. Al-Ghassani just knocked off the ball by Takeru Kishimoto. Down the line, a little push in the back. Mito. Titipan over the top to Ilyas Alhaft, and Alhaft from distance, but that's comfortable for Higashiguchi, who's now in his 13th season. Gamba Osaka, a regular starter. That's given away. Jacopam, really steady, experienced player at right back. Jacopam can play in midfield, can play centre back, but Sripan likes his reliability. Wiratep. Players flying forward, but instead goes back to Wanchai. He's another who hasn't found an international cap, but has been so reliable in this Bangkok United system. Patiwat. All over the top to no one. Takeru Kishimoto picks it up. Patient builder. 27 is Mito. To Welton. Used to playing Thai opposition on Gamba Osaka this season. 4 times they've met Ratchaburi. They've all been close games. Indeed, they needed extra time in Ratchaburi to get through to this semi-final. Miura out wide. Again, as you say, option. Toe comes forward, and Philippe Meyer, the Brazilian centre-back. Everton, a very good relationship this season. He joined the club in the off-season. Chance from distance. The shot comes in and just flashes wide. That was Mito. Found himself in a lot of space on the edge of the penalty area. It's only his third start in AFC Champions League, and well, for once, Wizarut Imura was slow to get out to him, and there's a little bit of an inquest going on. The Bangkok United defence. Meyer lofts it forward. Imura, experienced player, is there, and all the possession, I think we expected it, but all the possession has gone the way of the visitors. Jabali does well, finds Welton. Welton, direct, goes on against Jakipan. Straight into the safe gloves, though, of Adiwa Kamai. That's a lovely little step over. Kamai anticipating the cross. Good attempt. Nicely done. Nice little dummy coming in there from Titipan. One shy. Titipan. Lovely ball into Ilyas Alhaft, and Alhaft with time to smash the ball into Ryo Hatsuze. That will be a corner kick, the first of the game. Alhaft, a bit like Mito at the other end. Surprising amount of space allowed. Ryo Hatsuze, 28-year-old experienced left back. Tep will go over, and Everton Gonçalves and Musa Nalgasani will be up there. Philippe Meyer as well. Kashiguchi organises his team, but look at the height advantage. Tillerson's good in the air as well. Four big men, man-to-man marking. There's some zonal at the near post from the visitors. Everybody back defending. Referee early on, just trying to sort out contretemps. Again, the 4 to aim for. Tillerson at the back post. Well, he managed to get himself free. Really looked after himself, Tillerson. Dangde's 37 now. Onto the corner. Said it came off the back. Kishimoto's head. The referee disagrees. Tripan, who was a very good, a very accomplished central defender in his own day. Thai international. Hence the organisation that we get from Bangkok United. If there is a criticism, it's that they don't score as many goals as perhaps they should, and maybe Shripan doesn't let them off the leash, but you can hardly complain with the win percentages that he has. It's not the best ball though from Wiratep. Miura drives forward to pick out with that not natural blonde hair. Takeru Kishimoto. See, it's 5-4-1 when they're defending. Tony Algasani half threatening to close down there. That means Kenta Miura dink into space. always going to be a difficult one for the ball to stop. Shita was the target. Distribution a little bit wayward from Patiwa Kamai. They can't just concede possession too easily. Ryo Hatsuze. It's in a decent cross. Everton is there. Everton and Maya will attack any balls that are played into the middle. Mate. See, it's Jabali. Takes it on his chest, and Philippe Meyer is there close to him. He recovered well. He wasn't looking at the ball. A key component, plays from deep, can be a central target, can also be the playmaker. Looks like he's 10 metres away. Hatsuze is going to have to play this one in. Welton, edge of the penalty area again, space, and curled away. That's a corner kick. Rin Mito is Ryoya is suggesting a hand there. Yamashita. Well, certainly, there's not a lot more Everton Gonçalves could do to get his arms out of the way. They're behind his back. Korean match officials in at VAR, Kim Hee-gon and Choi Hyun-jae. That's whipped in. Everton once again at the near post, defends wonderfully. He really is a key figure, and he's the man who pushes them out as well. Jabali couldn't get there. Wonchai's headed clearance. Plenty of white shirts forward, also plenty of blue and black back. Shimmy to get onto the right, and another fine sliding challenge from Wonchai. That's two excellent challenges he's put in on Takeru. Takeru, the fullback, likes to get forward. Jinx inside on his left. He'll often go down the right, and that suits Wonchai. Natural left footer. Here's Wonchai trying to play out of danger. Tillerson does well. Played down the line, very physical. Referee plays an advantage. Plays a second advantage. Ball over the top. Guided back. Even at this stage, Patiwat in no real hurry. Sume close him down. Barged off the ball by Takeru. Ikegawa hasn't really been tested yet. Ikegawa. Miura's had all the possession. Here is Genta once again. This is Chichiro Ikegawa. This is his AFC Champions League debut. Responsibility. He's up against a very good striker in Musa Al-Ghassani, and if he does go one-on-one, a lot of trust being shown into him by Coach Jens. Jabali, good strength. Jabali again, and then Philippe Meyer steps in the way. A little dummy from Al-Ghassani, and that'll be a free kick. It's just a telling off. And he is helped up by the youngster. They're as quick as I could, he says, but there's just a little indication of the inexperience of Jin. Musa Al-Ghassani was square onto him, saw him, and was able to just let the ball run on. I think Jin Ikegawa is a little bit fortunate not to pick a yellow card there. Tillerson, nicely played. Wonchai. Zeruti Mora played into Ilyas. After was looking looking for Al Ghassani. Went back. Both with a tap. Rutimura happy just to drop back to help the two centre-backs play as the third centre-back. Long ball over the top. Al Ghassani lets it run. Yashiguchi is out and scuffles it clear to Hatsuze. 15 minutes gone. Still goalless. 1-0 on aggregate to the home team, Bangkok United, but all of the possession has gone to the visitors. 60-40 in terms of possession. Just the one shot on target so far. That came from the home team. 2 corner kicks to 1 in favour of Gamba. Pressing coming there from Jakapan onto Miura, but he was the only one going. Chai is there, very much as we expected. Just happy to sit back and take what punches Gamba Osaka can throw at them. With a tap to Philippe Maya. Jakapan. And then Al Hafter's made a run forward. And the Dutchman is quick, but Genta Miura is alert. And there's no support there anyway for Al Haft. This is easy for Jinjiro. Welton, chance to run. At Jakapan, and Welton still going. Still Welton, big chance. Straight down the throat of Kamai. Well, he has been the threat. 2 wide players have scored a lot of goals. Welton 2 in his 3 appearances in the AFC Champions League 2, and he's in possession again. Comes out wide to Ryo Hatsuze. Genta. He's seen more of the ball than anybody. To Miura. Gawa to Kishimoto. Lovely ball down the line from Kishimoto. Jabali off the line and in. There's the equaliser on aggregate. And it's a familiar figure of Ryoya Yamashita. His 5th AFC Champions League goals, but it was Jabali's run down the outside that really caused the problems. Bodies in the penalty area. Yamashita first to react. Look at the number 11. Jabali makes the run, gets around the back, and although Maya makes a save on the goal line, it's straight into Ryo Yamashita. Excellent play from Gamba Osaka. They've had all of the possession. With their first clear chance just being patted into the top of the net by Ryo Yamashita. All level on aggregate. Now then, do Bangkok United slightly amend what their game plan was? Yamashita's going to get a yellow card for that. It's enthusiasm more than anything else for Yamashita. But he's coming onto the back of Wanchai. So a goal and a yellow card. Nice skillful turn from Wanchai. Sucks in the challenge. Still down. I think it's just a knock, nothing more than that, and probably be able to get up and recover from that. the old board out. Let's have a look. It's the midfielders who he's really talking to. Wiratep, who very often is the general. He's the man who will sit, and maybe Uzarutimura might push forward just a little bit further. Chai. Okay now, but the travelling fans, some have come down from Osaka. Direct flight into Bangkok. There's a Japanese expat community in Bangkok as well. They would have gleaned some tickets, but they're happy wherever they've come from. Jakapam chesting down. Here is Wiratep. Diagonal ball. It's picked out by Kishimoto. Onto the goal scorer. A little bit of retribution there from Wanchai. Yamashita. I think he thinks it's retribution. I've seen Wanchai play on a number of occasions. I've seen him red carded, but it doesn't seem to be that kind of cynical player. But again, get to the top without being cynical. Kashiguchi. So now looks for Welton. It finds Hatsuze. Hatsuze. Forward once again. Look at the space that Welton is having. He's going to allow one-on-one once again. Yamashita at the back post, and Yamashita fires just over the top. Flag is up for offside. Might not have counted, but Yamashita, very, very quick feet. Yamashita, 28 years of age. Where the offside was against Welton. We just float into those positions. Lovely little dummy for Yamashita, and Wanchai is having a tough old task with him. For Tokyo Verdy and Yokohama, the capital city. And once again from Welton. Wiratep behind him. Showing too much of that to Philippe Maya. Sophia, 2024. She's done a couple of years with the club. Jabali since Modense in 2023. Welton again wriggles clear, can't keep that in play. But he on this side is giving Jakapam a really tough time. Ryo Yamashita is giving Wanchai a tough time. That's where the problems are coming for Bangkok United. Hamstring pull, or is it more of the ankle for Welton? Actually a little bit of a calf. He's been very, very prominent. Here's the goal. It's this run from Jabali. Although they half clear. Sheer number of bodies, 4 white shirts in the penalty area in support of Jabali, including Humet. But it breaks to Yamashita. Effort to Philippe Maya, Troya, who has the goals. That was on the AFC Live app. AFC Champions League 2 and of course the AFC Champions League Elite this weekend, which moves on to the quarter-final phases in the single venue in Jeddah. Single city of Jeddah, two venues. Big surprise, Al Hilal going out, defending champions Al Ahly qualifying. Etihad, Al Ahly, both from Jeddah, will be in those quarter-finals. Southeast Asian representation from Malaysia's Johor Darul Taksim, just won their 12th straight title. Buriram United from Thailand. Not seen much of Bangkok United going forward. Jabali. Suze once again down the left-hand side. Senora. Provided by Kishimoto if he wants to. Instead he comes back to Mito. Such fluidity in their play. All over the top, a little bit wasteful. Yamashita and Mito are making real runs. We haven't seen there from Ikegaya. He's done brilliantly. So, back to Ikegaya. Troubled so far. That's our Gamba Osaka. Tsukuchi now 37, as is Tillerson on the other side. Welton shows good strength to get away from Jakapan. Still alive, Hatsuze goes outside of him. Here is Ryo Hatsuze, faced by Jakapan. Rin Mito. Hatsuze trying to be fancy. Jakapan doesn't fall for it, and Wiratep plays the ball into space. Strength from Tillerson, but he can't hold on to the ball, and Hatsuze just redirects it into Ikegaya. Stats of the ball still 60-40 in favour of the visitors. It seems a lot more than those stats that I'm receiving. Once again, United, well, there is no out ball for them. See how Ikegaya was there looking after Al Ghassani. Was in front of him. If the ball was played over the top, Miura was available to pick up the pieces. I feel that Bangkok United somehow need to change the game plan, but it's not in their regular DNA. Certainly need to get hold of more of the ball. Now they're being given the ball by Jabali. Titipan. Tillerson. Still Tillerson. The semi-final at Tampines in Singapore did Tillerson. Everton, one shy. Man is there. Good pressing from the team. Through the middle, Higashiguchi is out to stop Al-Haf getting a run on goal. again. Kosovic in the heart of midfield, possibly for Titipan. He's not seen a lot of the ball, but there he is, just holding his hamstring. Oh, you'd think that this is bad news for Bangkok United, but they need to do something to change the pattern of play. Kosovic comes in. Kosovic, signed from the Altai club in September of last year. He has scored on the AFC Champions League scene. This will be his 10th appearance. He can play that number 10 position as well as perhaps trying to just get more of the ball for the home team. Once again played down the line, and this run from Jabali, getting in the wrong side of Wizo Imura. Couldn't track him, and bodies in the box. That was the key. Swiss team. Titipan out. Russia, Kosovo in. Bangkok United do have a strong, deep squad. The fact that none of the 11 who started today played at the weekend against Nakhon Ratchasima, even in defeat, but the team that they put out there, you think, wow, there's one or two half-decent players, two of their foreign strikers, international defenders, 3 international defenders played. There's a lot of depth to this Bangkok United squad. But that's been given away. That's really careless. And the run is on from Welton and Jabali. Well, it's a double block, that one by Everton, but that came from a Bangkok United throw-in. Wanchai, oh, is such a relieved player. Yes, sir, it was your fault. No idea what he was thinking, but Welton was onto it. Physical on the back there. First challenge from, he's just come on, Kosovic. He's just gone round the side. Action from Ryo Yamashita is a little bit excessive. Dirty game, but it's Yamashita who's picked up the only yellow card, which perhaps is the reason for his grievance. It's going to be a free kick for the left-footed expert Ryo Hatsuze. Maybe just slide in. Five in the penalty area. He's at the front. In by Rin. Jabali. He's down, holding his ankle has Jabali. There is VAR. The referee now as Wiratep looks for Musan Al-Ghassani. Here is Musan Al-Ghassani. Stretches Higashiguchi. The goalkeeper did well. Deciding he wasn't going to come and meet Al-Ghassani, he just stepped back. In the end, makes a relatively comfortable save. Meantime, Tunisian Jabali is still down. There's Al-Ghassani. That would have been tight. It looks like he was onside. Good goalkeeping. Kind of took the decision away from Al-Ghassani by dropping back into his goal. Al-Ghassani was almost forced to hit that one quickly because right behind him, Miura was closing him down. So check for a possible red card at the moment. be a penalty, but it's Jabali who's there. This is, well, where the critics of VAR don't like it. Those who are upholding and sticklers for upholding the rules, they do, and referee is in real communication. That's the challenge on the edge of the penalty area. Jabali has gone down, and from a still shot, of course, it looks awful. It's Tillesindangda. Just left a foot in there on Jabali. No foul was given, so we might come back nonetheless, because that's in the penalty area. In 2026, that's a studs raised. Jabali has gone down. This is a scary moment for the Angels of Bangkok United. A, it's a possible penalty. B, it's a possible red card. And I fear it's a penalty on review. Ball has gone away. The foot lands, and the referee, Kim Jong-hyuk, about to announce his decision. FIFA referee since 2009, tons of experience in the game. He's giving himself as much time as he can. Penalty it is. And what is the retribution for Tillesindangda? For the penalty, it's at least going to be a yellow card. But it's a penalty 37 minutes in. Slightly late on the challenge. Was right there on the field of play. He didn't want to give it. His attention was brought to it by VAR. Citizen, it's a yellow card. It's changed immensely in the last 10 years under the laws of the game. That's what's expected. Philippe Meyer does his best to put Jabali off. Patiwat. He's been a hero so often for Bangkok United. The Angels need something special from the goalkeeper right now. Jabali, the Tunisian. Scored once in AFC Champions League football for Gamba Osaka. It's a chance to put his team ahead on aggregate. Jabali, save, but Jabali gets the rebound. Patiwat, unfortunate, but Jabali reacted quickly. And the Tunisian goes over to the travelling Osaka fans. And Gamba Osaka lead by 2-0. Unfortunate for Patiwat. Went the right way. It wasn't the best penalty, but he couldn't gather it in. It came off his body. Jabali and Tillesindangda, very mixed reactions. Good save, but off the body, and Jabali from 6 yards out. Got a feel for the goalkeeper there. Also praise for Jabali for following in and keeping his cool. Philippe Meyer does his best to close it down, but 2-0 on the night. 2-1 on aggregate to Jens Wissing's team. Chasing a third before half-time. Hatsuse. Salvas is there. Miura. And it's been a tame performance for Bangkok United. offside against Welton. Do have forwards in reserve, but nobody with searing pace, and it's not so much the forwards that's been the problem, they just haven't been able to get hold of the ball. There's no Poklau Anam, but maybe there's a chance here for Gasani. It's Al-Haft tilting forward. Kosovic was chasing Welton. Jabali inside of him. There is the Tunisian Humet, and the Turk. That's his first little strike on goal. Breaks for Yamashita. Humet, under 21 football for Turkey. 3 goals in this competition so far. Not seen an awful lot of him leading the line. It's mainly been about the wide players and Jabali. It's occupied Everton and Philippe Meyer. On ball. For Yamashita. Chai gets there first. Applause from Yamashita for the attempted pass. We're at the Rajamangala Stadium, the national stadium in Thailand. We're in Bangkok, but it's not the usual home of Bangkok United. A nice intimate atmosphere at the BG Stadium, I think, is being missed. It's a cavernous venue. You're a long way from the atmosphere, though. And that's out to Humet, and Humet denied Jabali. Flag is up for offside, though, against the Turkish striker. It was tight. Bangkok United have just got to cling on. They dare not go into the interval more than 2 goals down. At least now they're only 1 goal away from taking us to extra time. Gamba Osaka dominant in this first half. Timora, a blow to the face from his own player. He's had headaches enough from the opponents. Maya to Wiratep. Kosovic immediately closed down so well. The goal scorer Yamashita, nobody's worked harder than him. Score of the first anyway. Ilyas Al-Haft loses out to Hatsuze. No problems for Shripan. Goals. You've got to go back to the 2 Tampines games. The last time that they scored more than 1. Lovely ball played out to Welton, and Welton into Jabali. It's worked out, and this is Al-Haft having to defend in his own half. Gets the better of Hatsuze. There's nobody forward. There's Tirasim. Jakapan. Ilyas Al-Haft wants it short. Instead it's played into Kosovic. Stepping in is Nikagaya. We've had a couple of injury stoppages. That ball's played over the top, and Wagben, Genta Miura together there with Musa Al-Ghassani. Al-Ghassani is saying he's through on goal here. So that's played in. The ball is coming over Genta Miura. Al-Ghassani reckons free kick should go his way. The main referee has given it the way of the Japanese team. 9 minutes of added on time. with VAR. Well, I'll have not been able to get any of the ball. Dutchman. For Bangkok United that he does, signed from Gamba at the start of the season. Real creator of goals. Given the chance, Jakapan blocked off by Jabali. Over. Pressure from Welton. Sani chases. The other side of the draw has its quarterfinals at the weekend. Al Wasl versus Al Nasser, and Al Ahly Doha versus Al Hussein. We'll meet the winner of this semi-final. Take place on the 17th of May. Jakapan. Looking for movement. Al Ghassani ahead of him. I think a very good performance by the Japanese. Real good teamwork. Chai. Maya. Jakapan. Thing forward again. Al Ghassani will chase, but again Gentamiora is there. Al Ghassani wins the tackle, but can only concede goal kick. Here's the penalty once again. Tillerson, little bit late down the shin. Jabali couldn't convert from Patiwab, but could second time. The travelling fans from Osaka, who are noisy and boisterous behind that goal, can celebrate. Top, picked out by Ikegaya. Jabali. This is dangerous. Welton one-on-one. Maya holds him up. Slow support. And it was, in fact, not Welton. Ikegaya, slight mistake. Tillerson finds Kosovic. Is there a goal just before half-time? And Ilyas Ilhaft drags the shot wide. At least he's had a chance to get into a position with a bit of space. He had that very early on. He had a shot. Didn't cause a problem, but Ilhaft remains a threat. Back from Jabali. many ways has been the story of this first half. His assist to set up the first goal for Ryoya Yamashita. He earned the penalty. His penalty was saved. He followed up to score. Tunisian is making the difference. Bangkok United 0, Gamba Osaka 2. 6 of the 9 minutes added on. At least they're trying to pick him out more. At least they're trying to get him into the game more. Bench. They've got Arthur, they've got Rivaldinho. Two strong, quick Brazilian imports are available to come off the bench. They've got Jero Zivkovic, who's had a season full of injuries, but he's back on the bench for this one. Powerful striker. The creative Ungrat. So there are options to change the way that this game is going for Shripam. Goes into the corner, caught offside for him for the third time. His little flick on. Everton. One shy. Al-Haft once again. Even if he got past his man, there were 3 ahead of him. Right then. With a 10. It's Humek who's back. On the line from Hatsuze. Welton. Tracked nicely by Wirate. Susie. 30 seconds of time added on. Jabali under pressure. Strong enough to deal with it. Jakapan. Yeah, that's going to be a free kick again. Getting too tight on Jabali. He's a physical presence and he's a big man to get through. Jakapan, yeah, it comes through the back of the legs. No necessary, well, not necessary to make that tackle there, Jakapan. And he just put a bit of pressure on his team right before the break. They dare not go in 3 down. This is a must-clear situation for Bangkok United. Ryo Hatsuze. 5 white shirts to aim for, including Miura, including Ikegaya. Makes to Jabali. Just couldn't get out from under his feet, and Wizuru Timura just slide the ball out of play. Half-time whistle goes. It's been a very good 54 minutes for Gamba Osaka. They've recovered from the defeat against Cerezo in the league at the weekend. Penalty conceded by Tirasin Dangda, converted at the second attempt by Jabali, who'd assisted the opening goal for Ryoya Yamashita. Gives us the half-time score of Bangkok United 0, Gamba Osaka 2, an aggregate, Gamba leading by 2-1. very warm welcome back to the Rajamangala Stadium. We are in Bangkok, Thailand. Half-time in this AFC Champions League 2 semi-final. Gamba Osaka leading by 2-0 against the host Bangkok United. And a change, an enforced change, I feel. Brazilian winger Welton looked like he was just feeling a hamstring before half-time. He's to be replaced by Machino. Regularly comes onto this left-hand side and regularly replaces Welton in league games, so just maybe a premature substitution. Yamashita and Sanjabali are making it an unhappy Songkran for Bangkok United. Thailand celebrating the Thai New Year. It is normally a very wet, celebratory festival. It's a bit of a damp squib at the moment. No celebrations as yet. Maybe the second half can bring a change of fortunes for Bangkok United. The Angels in blue and black, playing at home in Bangkok, but not at their home at the BG Stadium. But Osaka very, very much enjoying the Thai hospitality. 2-0 they lead at half-time, and deservedly so. AFC Champions League 2 semi-final, second leg underway. Bangkok United in the blue and black, going from right to left, knowing that they need at least a goal to take this game to extra time. Gamba Osaka in the white, the former AFC Champions League winners. Been very, very impressive in the first half and deserved the lead that's been given them by Royai Yamashita and Isan Jabali. There is Massino on as a second half substitute. Early on is Musan Al-Ghassani. Kosovic, first half substitute for Titipan, who went off injured. The flag is up for offside earlier on in the move against Musan Al-Ghassani. Let me give you the teams. Bangkok United, Patiwat in goal, Jakapan, Everton, Philippe Maya and Wanchai along the back. Wiratep and Wizarut Imura in the heart of midfield, as we just have a look at the offside against Al-Ghassani. Ilyas Al-Haft, Kosovic and Tilasin Dangda in support of the front man Musan Al-Ghassani. Played forward by Kishimoto, the right back, to Jabali, the outstanding player. Yamashita, busy down this right-hand side. In Mito, heart of midfield. Mito and Abe have just about dominated things. Kick against Jakapan. For the visitors, Al-Haft with the foul. Higashiguchi in goal. Takeru Kishimoto, Genta Miura, Jin Ikegaya, and Ryo Hatsuze. Along the back, midfield, Shuto Abe and Rin Mito. That's where this game is being won and lost. It's allowing Jabali, Welton till he was replaced, and Yamashita to provide plenty of opportunities. Sumet leading the line, hasn't shown an awful lot yet. It's been an outstanding performance by Gamba. They have this free kick to be taken by Hatsuze. 6 white shirts in the penalty area. Abe waiting just outside. Doesn't quite come to Abe. Instead it goes to Mito. Tidy. Yamashita. Busy player. The wrong side for him. Miura. Abe makes himself available. Not the biggest team of Gamba Osaka, but their movement off the ball, very, very good. Kishimoto onto Jabali. Runs into Kosovic. Kosovic wins the ball, and nicely played by Ikagaya. You wouldn't believe that kid's only 21. His AFC Champions League debut. Yamashita turning up here, there and everywhere, ostensibly a right winger. Machina onto Yamashita. Maya does just enough. Free kick just into the back there. Well halved by Rio. Al-Haft again, driving forward. Kosovic ahead of him. Tirasin. One shy. Good clean take by Higashiguchi, despite being under immense pressure from Al-Ghassani. Good take from the veteran. Made sure he got the ball. Flings onto it. Al-Ghassani's only had the one opportunity. Higashiguchi dealt with pretty well. That's not something that Gamba Osaka will like the look of, because Higashiguchi is such an important player to them. They rarely use their reserve goalkeeper. Got two keepers on, Araki and Chang, but neither has played in the league this year. Neither has an AFC Champions League appearance to their name. Doesn't look too bad. He just springs off that left ankle as he makes the catch. Again, 37-year-old knees don't bounce as much. The two keepers just brace themselves for getting involved in the action. Both keepers getting ready. Araki is the man who's there. Higashiguchi looks like he's going to play on. Yeah, all okay. 37 years of age, over 300 games for the team. Very much the backbone of the current Gamba Osaka. One defeat in 11 AFC Champions League matches. Very interesting in the J1 Vision League at the moment. They're having penalties to decide drawn games. There was a remarkable penalty shootout the other day, which won't have done Higashiguchi's confidence much good. It went to 19-18. 17. It was a lot of goals going past him. Jakapan. The potential of penalties here tonight, so the Japanese team do get through. They've got no excuse for not winning a penalty shootout, because they've involved in 2 in their last 3 league games. Wizarut. Oh, caught in possession. It's a 3-on-2 break. And Jabali can wrap it up. Remarkably, he doesn't. Oh. Wizarut Imura was pickpocketed by Dennis Humet. Plays into Jabali. And combination of goalkeeper and Philippe Meyer. Might have been a push, but he's in control of the ball, is Humet. Gosh, I would have staked my life on Jabali scoring there. Would have been an interesting one for VAR. Whether that would have been considered a foul. Keeper gets a touch. Oh, big let off. Machino. 27-year-old. He scored on AFC Champions League duty. Jabali again. Very, very involved. Now then, chance to break here. Al-Ghassani not on the same wavelength. They've got away with it. Al-Haft. Al-Ghassani. Here's Al-Haft once again. Dangda. Dangda again. Doesn't quite catch it, Tillerson. He has got a corner for Bangkok United, and the Angels are showing up in this second half. Willetep with the corner. Dealt with by Genta. That's Kamai on the halfway line. Timura. Willetep. Lovely ball. Angled in. Al-Ghassani's header. Straight to Tagashiguchi, who once again had stepped back onto his goal line. Have a look at the goalkeeper's movement here. He just steps back. Gives himself just that little bit more time to react to the header. Caught in no man's land. Coming up the other end. Humet, straight into Kamai. Goalkeeper's cameos at the moment. Into a good game. But Bangkok United need to make it a good game. Tillison's header. Machino. Tara Machino is then dispossessed by hard-working Hussein Al-Ghassani. And he finds Al-Haft. Certainly a better opening 10 minutes of this stanza from Bangkok United. Couldn't have been more soporific. They tried in the opening 45. 54 as it turned out. Al-Haft finds Kosovic. Al-Haft again. Looks for the give and go with Kosovic. Tillerson can't get there. Philippe Meyer. Simple equation is they must score and they can't give the ball away. Yamashita. Met ahead of him. Jabali out wide. Of course Jabali is out wide. Jabali against Imura, and Jabali floats that one over the top. Al-Haft again, seeing an awful lot more of the ball. Sani's kind of gone to a wide right role, enabling Tillerson to be a little bit more central. There's Al-Ghassani then going through the middle. Genta does well, but Tillerson is chasing the second ball. Suze hoisted high into the Bangkok air. Lovely take from Al-Haft and the crowd. Enjoyed that one, but didn't enjoy the pass from Ilyas Al-Haft. But it is significantly better from the Thai team. Challenge from Kosovo. He certainly had a little bit of muscle since he came on to Titipan. Left that one perilously close to being closed down. Jabali. Genuine candidate for player of the match if the first hour is anything to go by. Machino does well. On Abe. Just dominated, but that short. Chiguchi's starting position was good. First indications of issues. Rivaldino and Kija getting ready. Top, that's what is out there. Brilliant play by Hatsuze. Shino pushes out to Al-Ghassani. He's really been impressive this second half. Musan Al-Ghassani trying to flick it through to Tirasim. Kosovo. Top, just dealt with by Ikegaya. By far the best spell in the game, this for Bangkok United. For themselves, looking to make a substitution. Shimoto. Chiguchi closed down by Musan. Will buy some time there. He bent down to pick up the ball. He's just taking it as far into his corner as he can, and that's a good 10, 12 seconds, 15 seconds legitimately taken up. Is that experience, or is that an indication that Gamba Osaka are feeling a little bit under pressure? You know, a striker is preparing to come on for the visitors. Tell you a little bit about Kija, who's preparing to make his debut for Bangkok United. He comes onto the field of play. Here's Jabali. Line Everton. He's been splendid as always. Patiwat. Musan. An awkward one to deal with, and Musan's done well. Finds Tirasin, Al-Ghassani, Yomani. To take on too many players, and Abe takes it off his feet. Yamashita. Kigaya goes long. Substitutes having to wait a long time. Chai couldn't keep it in play, and a chance to make the changes. And Chai is coming out for Kija, a Korean international just signed from the Irani League. This is his debut. Was playing for Mes Rafsanjan. Actually, in Iran is non-sporting reasons at a bit of a standstill. Kija has been able to come and will now make his debut. Join him for Musan Al-Ghassani, who's worked really hard. International player for them, and Minamino is the change for the quiet Sumet. Jabali, strong. We've got a 4-on-4 break here. Jabali looks for Minamino. Yamashita just behind him. Here is Yamashita. Perpetual motion, this young fella. Kishimoto. There's Kija. Classic first involvement, but possession goes the way of the visitors. Minamino smuggles it out. It's Kishimoto. Abe. Quietly superb. Captain Shuto Abe. Hatsuze. Mito available. Of course he is. Abe and Mito are available anytime there's an issue. Here's Abe once again. Fancy, just keep the ball moving, get the ball to the feet of the danger men like Jabali. He's got Everton for company. Jabali's done well. Hashimoto. Stereotypical football from the Japanese team. Gamba Osaka, neat and tidy in possession, busy down the flanks. This is Miura, who was allowed to drive a long way. Dangda, who conceded a first half penalty, tracking him. Kija instantly involved as Miura drops back. They're the Iranian champions, eliminated from the AFC Champions League Elite. So they will not be going to Jeddah for the Elite finals, quarterfinals onwards this weekend. Uraram will be. Here's Tirasin. Imura with a route. Great tracking back. That's really good defending by Hatsuze, because Al-Haft had a good 10-meter start on the defender and he got back. Jabali looks for Minamino. Everton does well. Kamai was off his line. Minamino again. Cross picked out by Philippe Maya. Midway through this second half. Al-Haft under pressure from Hatsuze. That's what you call pressure. First half goals for Gamba Osaka. Have them the lead in this. It's deflected for a corner kick. Third of the night. Rivaldinho's first involvement. Held in by Wiratep. Everton and Meyer and Tirasin are available. Sorry, Kija's corner. Whipped in. through everybody. Tirasin seemed to go over his head. It's taken a touch from Gamba. Vicious ball in from Kijia. Timura just keeps possession ticking. 2 more changes on the way. Bangkok United are running out of time though. 20 minutes, a little over. They chase their first Asian competition final. Al-Haft. After being left in a heap, Jabali, a rare mistake from him, maybe fatigue. He's been so heavily involved, the Tunisian. Bangkok United there, a really impressive spell, has quietened down a little bit. Joe finds Jabali. Again, finds Machino. Not sure if number 13 Abe has misplaced a pass or missed a tackle. Even if it's mainly sideways and backwards, it's to a certain age akin to a Ray Wilkins performance. Now here's Machino. Takes on Maya. Machino. Jabali to Yamashita. Overlap, of course, from Kishimoto. Tongue out by Kijia. Rivaldinho will chase. Little grab around the shoulder. That's definitely a foul. On the back of Shuto Abe. Changes. 16 is Takuma Suzuki, signed from Cerezo Osaka. He's played in all of their matches so far. That's a central midfield role for him, for Abe, who's run himself into the ground. Quietly brilliant, Shuto Abe. About the second substitution, but I think that's been sorted. Long-range effort. Centre-backs think they can do that. Kenta Miura, who's done is give the ball away. There's a chance for a double change now. And Ruchero Zivkovic, after a long time out with injury, comes on for Tirasin Dangda. Jakabham is the other substitute. Tirasin. Again, a good shift, 72 minutes plus from a 37-year-old Zivkovic. They have missed him. 70 is Arthur. Zivkovic through the middle, 77 Rivaldinho. It's a big, powerful front four now. Wizuru Timura finds Al-Haft, and still Ilyas Al-Haft. Looks to his left, Rivaldinho. By Zivkovic. Kija. Arthur. Season signing, the Brazilian. A little tug back there on the hard-working Ryoya Yamashita. First touch let him down for the big man. Mora. Has scored in the AFC Champions League. Just one goal in 8 in the domestic league, though. Hasn't quite brought the firepower. It's Zivkovic injured. Saikonori, one of their big signings, injured as well. Certainly gone through a number of players this season. But Everton finds Kija. It's given away. So the best of balls by Wiratep. Kosovic takes command ahead of his captain Everton. That shows some authority. And that's given away, careless. Looking to give Arthur the ball. Kija not quite on the same wavelength. Time running short for Shripan and for Bangkok United. Damage done in the first half by Gamba Osaka. It's been a lot more even in this second stanza. Just under 15,000, hoping to celebrate a wet Songkran. Most of them anyway. It's not looking that way at the moment. Songkran is the Thai New Year. 13,310 official attendance. I think some of it was free. My pass was free. Oh, lovely interception. Arthur then runs into trouble. Long range effort. Patted out by Patiwat. Kija. Kosovic. Back flick from Arthur. Kosovic then in a battle with Rin Mito. Free kick goes to Bangkok United. They look strong, they look powerful at the moment. That's going to be a foul at least, but not a yellow card, not yet anyway, for Kishimoto, Takeru Kishimoto. Cards have been shown to Ryo Yamashita and to Ryo Hatsuze for the visitors. Sintangda is now off the pitch. Bangkok, as that runs through to Gashiguchi. Zivkovic getting a little bit too close to him. He's missed a lot of action this season. Saying that the big size 11s stood on the end of his toe. And he's not wrong. Trying to make up for lost time. Zivkovic, signed from Home United. Sorry, Lion City Sailors. Gosh, there's the history books kicking in. Lion City Sailors in Singapore. Maya's header. Vivaldinho. Ball to the ground. There's a big physical advantage in the front four now for Bangkok United. They're going to give some old school. Get the ball wide, get some crosses in. He's in. He's being called for. Wiratep. Auxiliary right back at the moment. Finds Zivkovic. Al-Haft, Zivkovic. Uzaruti Mora. All it needs is one goal to take us into extra time. Osaka, for the first time, looking under pressure and for the first time just sitting back a little bit. Minamino. Oh, what a lovely ball behind Everton. Everton did well, but the flag was just offside. Everton having to stretch every sinew of his 36-year-old hamstrings. That would have been an interesting one if a goal had produced for Minamino. Appropriately, in Songkran, a water break. 10 minutes to play. There's the earlier effort coming in. Nakano filling in. Well, it's a defensive midfielder position. They've changed both central midfielders. A lot more defensive. It's almost a 4-5-1. Just Minamino left up front. Shino and Nakano helping out the midfield three. Even Jamali, who's looking a little bit fatigued. It's too high for Kija. Approaching the final 10 minutes. Zivkovic. Zivkovic wants the foul, he doesn't get it. Everton is helped out by Patiwa Kamai. Does a great job just holding off Minamino. Prior to Wiratep. Quarterback from right back. Kosovic. Al-Haft. Hatsuze's got to be careful, he's already on a yellow card, Rio Hatsuze. In this second half, I'll have to see a lot more of the ball. Jabali. Shino out to his left, Minamino through the middle, Minamino round the goalkeeper. Put it into a vacant net. Machino onto Minamino. Lovely ball played in by Jabali. Nakano, Jabali. Fantastic. That's 3-1. Machino. 3-1 on aggregate, 3-0 on the night. And a place in the final for Gamba Osaka. Beautiful football, beautiful creation. Second AFC Champions League 2-goal for Ryotaro Machino. And certainly it's all gone very quiet, apart from a little posse away to our left. Lovely first touch. Jabali again. A goal and 2 assists for the Tunisian. A little bit too much space allowed for Machino. But my word, his first touch is lovely. And as Patiwa closes him down, slides it into the bottom corner. It's a peach of a goal. Favourites coming into this game for a reason, despite being behind on aggregate, having lost the home leg. Barring a remarkable resurgence, it now needs 2 goals for Bangkok United. Again, Zivkovic, and it's gone just a little bit aggressively. Rio, yeah. Going to be an interesting brawl. Now Zivkovic just goes through the back there. of Ikagaya. I think that's the frustration of trailing in this game, the frustration of an injury-ravaged season. And Yamashita looks up to a guy twice his size and has no hesitation in not backing down. I love the work of Yamashita. Abe before he was substituted, and Mito. Yamashita's now gone down in the middle of the pitch. Bangkok United are playing on through Wiratep. Yamashita, careful, he's on a yellow card. Some confusion whether it was Yamashita or Abe who picked up the first half yellow card. I thought it was Yamashita. Everton. Clearance. Found Kosovic. Here's Arthur. For Rivaldinho. Kentamura is there. Higashiguchi stayed on his line. It's a bit physical from Arthur there. Putting the physicality about at the moment are Bangkok United. Interesting enough in this to, I don't know whether there was an elbow thrown by the big Brazilian. Igon and Choi Hyun-jae are in the VAR room. That's what the delay is. Free on the field to play, so nothing untoward. Yamashita comes off. Sensational performance. He scored the first goal, but he's been busy, annoying, electrifying all over the field of play. It's a wonderful performance by Yamashita. Ryoya Yamashita. Motto comes on. Kija. Half cleared, and once again Higashiguchi steps back onto his goal line to make the header clearance from Rivaldinho. Deflected cross from Kija. Well, it's not been spectacular from Higashiguchi, but you can understand why he's so important. That looks routine. If he's come for the cross, he's caught in no man's land. Again, he's taken the step back onto his line. 3 times he's made saves just by that little bit of footwork to make it look easier and buy himself a little bit more time. And Suze, Machino inside of him. This comes in. Katiwat, who's had no chance with any of the goals and very unlucky with the second goal. He saved the penalty. The rebound went straight back to the taker, Jabali. Zivkovic, after Zivkovic, Rivaldinho. Kosovic just wanted it short. Gamba Osaka have deserved this. Bangkok United and Coach Sripan might sit back and think, could we have been more aggressive in the first half? Could we have tried to take the game to Gamba? They didn't. The end result was a 2-0 first half deficit, largely thanks to that man. Sam Jabali. Terrific performance from Jabali. Long range effort, and Higashiguchi. Right place, right time again. Arthur. Valdino, neat little knockback into him. Plenty of power from Arthur. Certainly the stats look better for Bangkok United in this second stanza. We've had more possession, 15 shots to 8. 8 on target now. They trail 3-0 on the night, 3-1 on aggregate. Now just a case of how much time to add on. 2 goals in 2 minutes is possible. Bangkok United, the Angels, threatening enough to produce that. With a tap. Players have a huge match domestically against Ratchaburi at the weekend. Al Haft, is there something late for Bangkok United to celebrate Songkran? With a tap. Lovely ball over the top. Thought he was in. I thought he was in as well. There was just a deflection. 5 minutes. Disappointing for Bangkok. Couldn't use their own stadium. 13,000 at that arena. Well, that is a powerful, powerful noise. It's rather lost. A vast amphitheatre that is the Rajamangala. There's Jabali. Involved to the end. Philippe Maya finds Everton. Valdino turns into trouble. Then Arthur. Corner. Despite Kishimoto going down, Takeru Kishimoto has been rock solid at right back. It's essential. Overlapping full-back down this side. Ryo Hatsuze, similar down the left-hand side. Kija's corner. Comes near post, and that's going to be a goal kick. Frustration for Wizuru Timura. Frustration for Bangkok United. Really good job by Gamba Osaka. Came here with a job to do. Had vocal support, of course they did. It's been noisy, it's been energetic, and now they've really got something to cheer. Little give and go. Mito alongside Arby in the heart of midfield. An absolute dynamo. Well, they substituted. Jamali tugged back. It's the quick free kick from Kosovic. The goal now would just be a consolation. But aren't in the mood. Another foul by Arthur. He's tried the aggression, he's tried the ruggedness. It's not really worked. Takeru was there in front of him. Yashiguchi will push this one into the corner. 27 years of experience, 12 at this club. And he's played his part as well. Kosovic did well. There's Rivaldinho. Rivaldinho pickpocketed superbly by Mito. Energy. Machino, score of the third. They've run through tackles and gone through fouls, and they've still got the ball. Eventually Everton wins it back. Zarut. They played really well, Gamba. Al-Haft turns into danger. End of the line. Still got league games to play. Big one against Ratchaburi as they chase AFC Champions League qualification for next season, but that's not guaranteed. They're out of both the cups, so Championship, although they have one game to play there. The final whistle goes. Gamba Osaka. A really top-class performance from Gamba. They did the real work in the first half, where they had a 2-0 lead. Yamashita on 19 minutes. And Jabali, fabulous performance by the Tunisian Jabali. His penalty was saved, he put in the rebound. Tilisin Dangda hanging out of foot. There's the score of the first goal. The diminutive powerhouse Yamashita. And then on 82 minutes, Machino came on to add a third. An impressive performance, a dynamic performance. And Gamba Osaka have won this one 3-0 on the night. And they've won it 3-1 on aggregate. Congratulations, Gamba Osaka. Commiserations to Bangkok United.